Friends, and welcome back into a new episode of the 20 regions of Italy to discover. Okay, so today we are going to discover another region in alphabetical order after Emilia Romagna. Today we are going to discover Friuli Venezia Giulia. Friuli Venezia Giulia is a very interesting region and is on the northern eastern part of Italy. It's at the border with Slovenia, Austria, and very close to Croatia. Okay, so let's start reading what this region has to offer. Friuli Venezia Giulia, a treasure chest nestled between sea and mountains, a border region sandwiched between the Friulian Dolomites and the Upper Adriatic, blessed with an immense cultural heritage resulting from the influence of different cultures and peoples. Cosmopolitan and modern, Friuli Venezia Giulia will also seduce you with its temptations of relaxation, sport, and fun. Okay, let's see a bit of geography of the region itself. So, as I said, we are in the northern part, in the northern eastern part of Italy. So the capital of the region itself is this town called Trieste. Now, as you can see, it's very small, but Trieste is a very important city in Italy. It's a very big port, and so this is the capital of the region itself. Then going western direction, we'll see another province called Gorizia. Now, Gorizia is well known to be, let me say, a kind of split city because part is in Slovenia and part is in Italy. So, as you can see, it's very close to the border with Slovenia. Actually, the Slovenian, they call it Gorica, and there is a town called Nova Gorica, and this is in Slovenia. Then we have Udine. Udine is the biggest province in Friuli Venezia Giulia region. There is a big rivalry, but it's a love and hate relationship between Udine and Trieste because these two, anyway, are the main cities of the region. And then we have Pordenone. Pordenone is the western province at the border with Veneto region. So again, northern eastern part of Italy. And then we have, anyway, the northern border of Friuli Venezia Giulia is with Austria. So there is also a big influence from the Austrian culture. Now, what to see in Friuli Venezia Giulia? You can discover yourself if you like this website, italy.it, italia.it. Let's go and let's read what else we can say about this region. A border region nestled between sea and mountains, from the Barcolana in Trieste to the harmony of Udine's architecture, from the ski slopes of Biancavallo to the enchantment of the Laghetti di Fusine, from cycling on the Kaiser Zoncolan. Kaiser is a nickname for this mountain called Zoncolan, to the descent in the Grotta Gigante. Friuli Venezia Giulia will give you an unforgettable holiday. Let's go and let's investigate more. Now, Friuli Venezia Giulia, a border region nestled between sea and mountains. On the border with Slovenia and Austria, Friuli Venezia Giulia is nestled between high mountains and the Adriatic Sea. Okay, so for example, here you have a picture of the Friuli Venezia Giulia mountains, a well-known destination for people who love skiing, lovely resorts, and for all the winter sports. So, but it's because it's also facing the Adriatic Sea, so it's also famous anyway for his summer touristic destinations. Okay, its rich and varied cultural heritage, the result of the contamination between different cultures and people, will seduce you, as will the endless proposal for relaxation, sport, and entertainment that will make your holiday unforgettable. Okay, let's see a bit on the map here. So, as you can see, we have Trieste, Monfalcone, Sistiana. So, this is Trieste province, beautiful city, a very important port, a very important destination, and also because anyway it's surrounded by Slovenia, very very close, only a few kilometers away. As you can see, the eastern part, the southern part of Slovenia, this is already Croatia. So this is a mix of cultures because anyway the east and the west, they're just connecting in this area. Okay, let's keep reading. Origins and historical background on Friuli Venezia Giulia. Now, those who left their mark on the history of Friuli Venezia Giulia, a territory located in natural transition zone, were the Veneti, the Euganians, and the Gallo Celts, the Gallo Celti. So also there was an influence of the Celts. So we are talking about pre-Romans period. The Bronze civilization brought to the region the spread of castellari, fortified villages perched on high ground in which the villagers engaged in animal husbandry. The name Friuli is of Roman origin and derives from the city of Forum Iuli, today Cividale del Friuli, founded by Julius Caesar, after the destruction of Aquileia at the hands of the Huns. Yes, when the Roman Empire fell, anyway, this part became part of was conquered by all the eastern tribes who were coming down to Italy after the fall of the Roman Empire. After the fall of the Roman Empire. So the destructions of Aquileia at the hands of the Huns, it became capital of the region Tent, Venezia, and Istria. Now, the X here in the Roman numbers means number 10. So was the 10th region, kind of, Venezia and Istria, a region into which Italy was divided. The passage of the Roman Empire is also evidenced by the Via Julia Augusta, an important road that connected Aquileia with Noricum, which was redeveloped for the first time in the time of Julius Caesar. Then Aquileia, Aquileia, I just made recently a video about the cheapest towns in Aquileia. So if you're curious to see the properties in Aquileia, you can go to my channel and see the video of the town, of the cheapest properties in the town. Also because it's a beautiful touristic destination, to not forget. Aquileia was a flourishing Roman port city founded as a colony and later becoming the capital of the 10th region. A Christian community with strong ties to the Patriarchal Church of Alexandria thrived here, and the city also attracted Saint Ambrose in 318 AD. An important historical reality, the Patriarchate of Aquileia, created as an ecclesiastical principality of the Holy Roman Empire, was one of the largest dioceses throughout the European Middle Ages. Now, this word diocese, I said a bit in Italian, diocese. Anyway, it's something connected with the church. Then, main towns in Friuli, Venezia Giulia. Let's read. Okay, here we have, for example, a beautiful castle on the sea. So it's also well known for the summer touristic holidays, not only for the winter. Now, if you are on holiday in Friuli Venezia Giulia, don't miss Trieste, a seaside city of poignant beauty, modern and ancient at the same time, for anything in the world. A pearl overlooking the upper Adriatic Sea in the Gulf of the same name, the Gulf of Trieste. It still shows signs of its Roman origins. Its port, declared a free port in 1719 by Charles VI of Habsburg, Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire, is now the first in Italy for cargo traffic, with an increasingly important passenger terminal due to the reduction in the passage of large ships to Venice. Visit Miramare Castle, built, actually the castle we just saw in the picture here is Miramare Castle. It deserves to be seen because anyway, it's a beautiful location. Visit Miramare Castle, built as a residence for Archduke Ferdinand Maximilian of Habsburg and his wife Charlotte of Belgium. Its vast park is filled with rare plants, sculptures, and ponds. Then the majestic Piazza Unità d'Italia, which has hosted crowned heads, sailors, merchants, and men of letters from all eras. Now, something to say about, for example, Trieste, and not only, is that anyway, Trieste became a very important town and city during the Republic of Venice. So we are talking of centuries of domination of Venice Republic. And then after the fall of Venice Republic, so basically we had a big influence from the Austrian Empire, where these regions of Italy, like Friuli, Venezia Giulia, Veneto, Lombardy, and Trentino Alto Adige, anyway, they became, even Milan became part of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire just before the unification of Italy. For a few centuries, they've been under the influence of this family of the Habsburgs. All right, so some 70 kilometers inland, there is Udine, Trieste rival, to which it is historically linked by a love and hate relationship. Little Venice, on the mainland, as it is called thanks to its architectural harmony and artistic heritage, is equally unmissable. Take a stroll around Piazza della Libertà with its loggias and arcades, arched windows with two and three lights. Move on to the Loggia del Lionello, a landmark palace of ancient extravagant origins. Spend some time visiting the castle of Udine, which houses rich museums. Now, I've done the military service in Udine, so I have beautiful memories. Because anyway, I still was still born in the period where the military service in Italy was mandatory, and so I'm from Turin. I was sent to Udine, and believe me, I have beautiful memories that bring me back. So I really enjoyed that period that I spent in this town. Beautiful. Then there is Pordenone, the painted city, because of the frescoed palace that makes the historic center precious, dynamic and creative. It is home to major international artistic, musical, and literary events. Aquileia is considered one of the most important archaeological sites in northern Italy. So important that since 1998, the early Christian ruins of Aquileia have been recognized as UNESCO World Heritage Site. Finally, Gorizia, a small and pleasant city whose Habsburg past is evident in the palaces and gardens that enrich it, a wonderful symbol of the troubled history of 20th century Europe. Yes, because this area went through the two World War, and let me say they had very hard times in both of the wars, First World War and Second World War. So uh, very tough times for this region during these, let me say, years. Then, what to see in Friuli Venezia Giulia, six unmissable stops. Now, between seas, mountains, and breathtaking natural beauty, it is best to plan a route that allows you to capture the richness of Friuli Venezia Giulia's landscape. Start with the Friulian Dolomites and specifically Piancavallo, an ideal destination for sport enthusiasts. It is a plateau to the north of Pordenone with modern ski facilities for downhill and cross country skiing, as well as fun trails for trekking and mountain biking, several climbing walls, an ice stadium, football pitches, tennis courts, bowling greens, and a miniature golf course. Plan a trip to the Fusina Lakes. It will be unforgettable. Of glacial origins, the lakes lie in a verdant basin surrounded by a dense spruce forest that is home to many animal species and superb vegetation that changes color according to the season. Then, from open air to underground beauty, visit the Grotta Gigante, a majestic karstic cave Now, it's also well known for the karstic caves, this region, consisting of an enormous cavity into which you can descend to a depth of 100 meters. If you are an experienced cyclist, don't miss out on a ride on Monte Zoncolan, the Kaiser, because of its gradients of almost 20%. So if you like the Giro d'Italia, this cyclist competition, quite often let me say, they climb this mountain because for its difficulty and for its spectacular scenery. Also worth a visit is Duino Castle, built in the 14th century on the ruins of Roman outposts that majestically dominates the Gulf of Trieste and houses important art masterpieces and historical relics. Finally, put a trip to the Lombard Temple in Cividale on the list, an extraordinary testimony to early medieval architecture. Built in the second half of the 8th century as a chapel of the Benedictine women's monastery of Santa Maria in Valle, it is enriched with frescoes by Byzantine craftsmen and stucco decorations, including the archivolt adorned with a vine shoot with bunches of grapes surmounted by six female figures in stucco. Has to be beautiful. I'm. It would be nice to plan a trip over there because anyway, I mean, apart the military period, the military service period, I I never visit this region, so it will be curious to see more of these beauties. The unusual places of Friuli Venezia Giulia, two destinations for the curious. Now, for example, from this picture, you can see that this is the typical scenery you can see, for example, in Austria or the southern part of Germany. So, his influence, let me say, between Slovenia and Austria, we can see through his own architecture as well. Okay, let's keep reading. If you love places far from the tourist destination, take a walk along the Sentiero Rilke. You see, Rilke is this kind of German name, a path overlooking the sea that connects Sistiana to Duino and is considered one of the most evocative in the area. Or visit Tor Viscosa, a factory town built in the 1930s with a characteristic of the regime's architecture of the fascist period. Something that Italians are trying to forget, but anyway, what is there, it's a good thing anyway to preserve, even to remember what Italy had to go through during these 20 years of the fascist period. Now, the typical products of Friuli Venezia Giulia, four specialities to try. Let's read. When the time comes to sit down at the table or to treat yourself to a snack between destinations, let yourself be seduced by the San Daniele ham. Now, in Italy, there is Parma ham, that is in Emilia Romagna, the region that I recently covered and unfortunately affected by this flooding in the last few days. But so in Friuli, Venezia Giulia, we have San Daniele ham. That is delicious and it's very, very similar to Parma ham. So if you come across San Daniele, go for it. It's nothing less than Parma ham. Delicate and sweet, made from fresh pork legs weighing at least 12 kilos and mature for no less than 13 months, then dry salted with sea salt, pressed and cured. Then try the Montasio di Opi cheese, named after the plateau of the same name where it is produced from cow's milk and matured for a minimum of 60 days. If, on the other hand, you are vegan or simply super healthy, treat yourself to a salad of Gorizia rose, a delicately rose shaped radicchio with a sweet flavor that you will hardly find anywhere else. In any case, accompany it with a glass of Tokai Friulano, the king of white wines produced in the region, structured, fragrant, and fruity, soury, and low in acidity. All right, now let's keep reading. Events in Friuli Venezia Giulia, two occasions not to be missed. This is the Barcolana. So you have a lot of sailing ships. So it's a regatta. It's a very, very interesting event. taking part here in Trieste. Now, planning an holiday in conjunction with special events in the area is always a good idea. So, mark your diary for the Barcolana in Trieste, a historic international sailing regatta held every year on the second Sunday in October in the Gulf of Trieste. But also the feast of San Nicholas on 5th December in Tarvisio, when the Krampus demonic beings parade along the streets of the city in search of naughty children. Okay, my friends, so I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you to the next region in alphabetical order. Probably we're gonna cover Lazio. Yes, we're gonna cover Lazio in the next episode. So if you enjoyed, put like and subscribe, and I'll see you to the next episode, the 20 regions of Italy to be explored. Bye.